You know, I've been wanting to have a business since I was 13 years old. I dreamed about building a company, but I haven't been able to achieve it. And I'm 35 years today, and I'm still going after it.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Arafat Shabazz, and you're watching the Startup Basement. In this video, I'm going to talk about how I decided to build a business, specifically software. I'm trying to build software, and I never built software in my life. I have a degree in finance. I have no background in software at all. I never developed software. I don't code. I'm not an engineer. I have less than $10,000 to potentially use, probably less than that, and I'm going to just build a piece of software, right? Hopefully the software is a business. So realistically, I want to build a business, and I'm just going to have you follow me through the entire process of coming up with the ideal, designing the product, researching it, figuring out the business model, contacting developers, planning the development, implementing it, putting it online, marketing it, trying to get users, the entire startup process. And I just want you guys to be able to follow along with me in this journey. For anybody out there that want to build a business or build some software or do anything like that, that want to see how it's done from start to finish, everything it takes to figure something out like this. And so basically that's what my YouTube channel is about. It's kind of a blog. You get to see the real struggles and battles of doing this. To be honest with you, I'm really reluctant in starting this because I attempted to create multiple businesses throughout my life, online business, a marketing business, and I understand how much energy and work it actually takes. And in this point in my life, to be honest with you, I don't really have the emotional energy for it. From ages probably 20 to, I'm 35 now, 20, probably 28 or even 27 to 35, which is like 5 to 8 year period, I kind of told myself I'm going to put off all the things that normal people spend their time on in life, like relationships and things of that nature, to try to build a business. And I actually ended up failing. I didn't end up, I had a business going, but I didn't build this business that I wanted to build. So in many ways I failed. And so you put off all this stuff and you look up and you're older and you're like, fuck, excuse my language, damn, like, do I have the emotional energy to do this shit again? Like, to put this stuff off. And so I'm really reluctant to actually to go after this again, because the emotional energy of just working on a project and planning and researching and designing and reaching out to developers, and it's very difficult to do, especially if you're older. That's why it's so important. If you have an ideal, if you're watching this and you're young and you have that energy, I know everybody say it. I used to listen to other people say it when I was younger, and I kind of brushed it off a little bit. But now I understand, yeah, you're not gonna want to do it, because I'm not gonna lie to you. Building a company is super important. Building whatever your vision is super important, but it's not more important than life, like being a human being. And you're going to figure it out when you get older, because what's gonna happen is all those things that you thought were super important when you were young, by the time you get 10, 20 years in, and if you didn't do them by that time, you're gonna realize that there's other priorities that are more important to you as a human being, whether that's a relationship, a wife, kids, family, or other fundamental things to being a human. So yes, your business, your ideal, your vision is super important, but it is not the most important thing. So if you're young, and when I say young, if you're between the ages of 18 to even 34, man, go after your ideal with all you got, because if you got family, kids, and other responsibilities, it will stop you. And I don't even have kids or like any major family or relationship right now, but I kind of want one. And so I'm like, okay, do I put off 2-3 years to go get that? Or do I get back on the horse and go after this again? And the truth is, I don't really want to get back on the horse and do it again, because I know what it takes. I know how lonely it is. And so psychologically, I'm not all in, and I'm right on the edge, teetering. So anyways, I'm gonna most likely try it again. I'm going to maybe try to cover some of the personal areas that I put off last time, maybe at least a personal relationship. So I might try to get that, but for the most part, I have to sacrifice a whole bunch of stuff and put blinders on once again to do this. So I do want to let you know, if you want to start a business or a company or build some software, whatever you want to do, you're going to have to put some blinders on and cut out a whole bunch of people and focus. And that's what it takes to get started. So in this blog, I'm going to take you through the entire journey of me building a startup. Or I wouldn't even call it a startup. See, that's another thing. Unless you already have a team and you're going to build something, let me rephrase. You could call it a startup if you want. I'm not going to call it a startup. I'm going to call it building an initial product that hopefully, once the product is built and I put it into the world and start to acquire customers and develop the product, it can turn into a startup. So right now I'm going to build a product that's going to test a ideal to see if the market is there for it. Is this the type of product that people can use? Does it solve a problem for somebody? So that's what I'm going to do. And we're going to basically go through the entire process of everything it takes to get this done, from, the ideal, how to research the ideal, how to put it down on paper, what steps you should do first, what the requirements of the project is, how to narrow down the ideal into a simple minimum viable product, how to design the prototype, how to reach out to developers, how to get an estimate, how to negotiate a deal, how to close the deal and manage the project, get the project developed, delivery, project handoff, putting it live into the wild, marketing it, getting your first users. We're going to go through the entire process. So if you're somebody who wants to build a product, build a startup, build a company, or just create anything, and you want to see somebody do it from start to finish, I want you to follow me on this video, because that's what I'm going to be doing throughout this entire process. I hope you enjoy. My name is Arafat Shabazz, and you're watching the Startup Basement.
Continue.